updates coming in from Sri Lanka as the island nation's inflation hit a ninth consecutive record in June. With this, the Sri Lankans are forced to use fire for cooking purposes. So it's desperate
down to the last.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, my name is Siddharth and I born in Sri Lanka. Now I'm like mid-50, so it's mid age. And I migrated to Australia in 2008 and have been living in Australia for more than nearly 17 years now. And yes, my family back in Sri Lanka, and I am the only child in my family. So I done my primary and secondary education in Sri Lanka, and also my high school in Sri Lanka.
What sparked your interest in understanding and discussing the economic issues in Sri Lanka?
Because as I said, I have been living there for such a long time, and I can see especially when you migrate to a country like Australia, you can see the difference, like how Sri Lanka was like somewhat gone down from my childhood age to now, and how the countries like Australia go and grown up in its economically and socially during this my 17 years, since the time which I migrated here. So I can see the difference. So I'm so keen about the Sri Lankan economy and why Sri Lanka couldn't achieve that targets and that landmarks, because that is why I'm so interested to discuss about Sri Lankan economy, because it's somewhat disappointed for me from my perspective, because it's my born country.
Can you provide an overview of the current economic situation in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, actually, at the moment, Sri Lanka in a bit of crisis, because officially in year 2008, it was announced that Sri Lanka was defaulted. And so at the moment, Sri Lanka is having a sort of American dollar billion 38 to 39 debt internationally and locally. So yeah, there was a bit of hardship at the moment for Sri Lankan people, and so it has to be managed. It has to be managed properly. Otherwise, Sri Lanka is going to face another very difficult period in coming years.
What are the hopes and expectations for Sri Lanka's future economic development?
I think Sri Lankan hope for the Sri Lankan is good, it's positive. As I said, with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund guidelines and their monitoring network, I think Sri Lanka is trying to gain the momentum, but they have to do a lot. The corruption, strong policies, minimize the corruption and implement more strong long-term policies, and the good governance, that's the other thing. So some governments are like people complaining there is not much educated, or people who elected to the government are not capable of running a country, to develop a country like Australia. So I think they have to do those basic things and improve the education. Education system is one of the strongest in the world, but still it has to be updated to match the current modern world. So with those things, I think Sri Lanka has a very good opportunity. Still they have got a very good opportunity to overcome this situation and go neck to neck with other countries, because with the high education system and the literacy level is very high in Sri Lankan people. So I think Sri Lanka has got that potential, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
I'm Delhani Kapuarachilage. I'm a senior lecturer in accounting at Lithum University, Western Australia. And apart from that, I'm the principal of Perth Sinhala School, which is a community language school that teaches Sinhalese language and Sri Lankan culture to school-age children.
What aspects of Sri Lankan culture are you most passionate about?
There are diverse perspectives of Sri Lankan culture, but I'm very passionate about our Sinhalese language, Sri Lankan dancing, and especially Sri Lankan food.
What roles or activities have you been involved in that promote Sri Lankan tourism and culture?
I have done a lot to promote Sri Lankan culture in Western Australia. As I said, I am attached to the community language school called Perth Sinhala School.
What are some of the top tourist destinations in Sri Lanka?
In Sri Lanka, there are multiple places to visit. We have Central Highlands. It's a very popular area for tourists because of tea estates, waterfalls, lush green forests. And then we also have ruin cities such as Anuradhapura and Sigiriya. And there is a very famous place called Temple of Tooth, which is located in Kandy. So likewise, there are multiple places which are very popular.
What are some traditional Sri Lankan festivals and how are they celebrated?
One of the most popular festivals is Sinhalese New Year celebration, which happens in April. And then there is another special parade called Kandy Perahara or Kandy Procession, and that is taking place in July and August. And especially this Kandy area is getting jam-packed with full of tourists for this festival. It's a beautiful parade with elephants, performers, musicians, acrobats, and so on.
What initiatives are in place to preserve Sri Lanka's historical and cultural heritage?
At the government level, we have actually a separate department called Department of Cultural Affairs. Through this department, there are various programs which are taking place. In addition to that, at the school level, there are various workshops which are taking place regularly. And finally, I'm happy to say that we always promote sustainability as a concept in Sri Lanka. So it is applicable for Sri Lankan tourism, Sri Lankan cultural perspectives, and there are a lot of sustainability initiatives being taken. Thank you.